Over 20 years ago, I watched an Australian late night television show called The Late Show, and a comedian on that, Tony Martin, told a joke which has stuck with me all these decades later. He spoke about how his mum used to always go on about the good scissors. Don't be touching the good scissors, don't be using the good scissors for that. And he said that always gave him nightmares because the existence of the good scissors implied the existence of the bad scissors that would be out to get you. Why is that relevant to a watch channel? Well, I see people talking and making a comment all the time about that's a good collection, really like your collection there, which kind of implies that there are bad collections and collections we don't like. That got me thinking, what's the test? So this is going to be a really short video. I've said most of it actually during the introduction. I've just had this thought which has turned into a bit of a ramble. What is the test for a good and by extension bad collection? And I suppose the first question is, does there have to be a bad to balance the good? Can there be light without shade? Can we have a collection which is good, which somehow pass some test going upwards that we decide, you know what, that's a collection worthy of giving an elephant stamp, a big tick, a pat on the head. But there's no such thing as a bad collection. The other collections just, for some reason, are still good, but just not that good. Or that just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel balanced. So the next question is there such a thing as a good collection? Is that saying just a platitude? Is that just something that we roll out to sort of fill in some space? Like asking, how someone is, or, talking about the weather. Is it the watch world small talk and chit chat to fill in space? You just go, blah, 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 like what you're doing, nice collection. Or again, that doesn't feel right. I think we do actually have an idea somewhere that we don't like and we can't articulate necessarily, that there are good collections and bad collections. I suspect that we each have our own criteria, most of which we haven't really explored. I don't think, since I came up with this idea last night, I've been exploring kind of what I would call a good collection. And I can do it for myself. I can say this is what would work for me, but I can't translate that to anyone else. I can't come up with some rules. And yet, as I watch YouTube videos and whatever, and State of the Collection videos, I do find myself going, good collection, crap collection, average collection. I'll be honest, I do. So I'm going to sit with this for a little while and probably think a bit deeper about what's going on inside my head. How am I making those decisions? How am I slicing things up and making this call? Because right now, what I know is that I am making that call, but I don't know why or how, and that bugs me. And in the meantime, I'll throw it over to you. What about you guys? Do you find yourself never making that call? You look at every collection and they're all nothing. They're all good. They're all bad. Maybe you've never seen another person's collection you like. Do you genuinely not have a position? Or conversely, and I strongly suspect much more likely, do you actually have a position? Do you actually find yourself going, like theirs, not really so much theirs? And if so, what do you find is your test? What do you think is separating it? And I suppose my last point is, and this is one I'm really going to have to think about, is a good collection something I would have? Or is a good collection, can I look at a collection and go, that's a good collection. I wouldn't own a single one of those watches, but I love that collection. Got to think about that. Anyway, I've just done some rambling and some off-the-cuff sort of talking at the camera. I'm trying really to elicit some comments from you. So I would love you to tell me some stuff here, help me out with my thinking, and I might come back to this in a couple of weeks. Anyway, I've been Pete McConville. This has been Not So Obvious Watches. This is a very odd post for me, but I figured I'd put it out anyway. I'll see you later. Bye.